Hello, Stephanie.
Hello.
Thank you for coming back and seeing me again. So last time we spoke about you struggling and having some challenges with coping over the loss of your you losing your job.
Yes.
And uh, and from what I remember, you were also struggling with feeling depressed, and we also spoke about some of your familial connections and your previous interactions with your family, and we made some connections about how your past also may sort of interpret your feelings of feeling invisible.
Yes.
So to pick up where we left off, I kind of want to see what you feel were your most crucial problems.
Some of my most crucial problems I felt like was the fact that I lost my job, because as of now I have no source of income. Feeling isolated and feeling alone, and pretty much just feeling hopeless at this point. Just feeling alone and hopeless.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you feel like there's no way out?
Yeah, I feel like, nothing is getting better, and I feel like, I do have savings, but I'm relying on those savings to get me by, and I have no source of income, so money's going out, but no money's coming in, no real money's coming in. I do collect unemployment, but that's only but so much. So my fear is that I'm gonna end up homeless and living in a cardboard box, and I don't want that. So
okay.
I'm struggling right now.
So it seems like one of your more crucial issues currently right now is financial stability.
Yes.
So you have some fears around potentially, I don't know, maybe losing your home if your finances run out. So I think that one of the problems that we can really focus on is maybe getting you to a point where you have another job. Okay. And that will grant you some sort of stability.
Yes, it would.
Yeah. So would you like to sort of explore what it may look like for you to sort of get to that point of getting another job?
Sure.
Okay. So as you think about the future, I wonder if you can envision your life when this is no longer a problem for you. What would you be doing then that you are not doing now?
Well, I would be working, and I would have a really good position with my job, or within my job, and I wouldn't be going through what I'm going through now. I wouldn't feel isolated. I wouldn't feel hopeless. I would feel like I'm connected with the world, like I matter, like I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm taking care of myself. I'm financially stable. So I feel like I would be working and maintaining a good lifestyle.
Okay. So you would feel like you're accomplished as you once were.
Yes.
And that's going to bring you also some sort of contentment within your life and your status and being stable, knowing that you won't potentially run into homelessness or anything like that. So, okay. So let's see if you can sort of restate the goal for me. Again, we are going to focus on seeing what it may look like for you to get another job. So is this something that you agree on?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Do you mind sort of like stating it for me and saying the goal out loud for yourself?
Sure. The goal would be to get another job, a well-paying job. And for me, it's not only about the money, it's about knowing that I matter and knowing that I'm being recognized for my hard work.
Mm-hmm.
The goal for me is to not be isolated and feel alone and hopeless,
Mm-hmm.
and to just feel connected with the world, to feel connected with myself, to feel connected or have a better relationship, with my family.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the goal.
Okay. And so the first thing that we will work on is granting you that stability. That way, all the other problems we can also address. Okay. So you mentioned that you were feeling hopeless. Tell me more about that.
I mean, once I was let go from my job, I didn't bounce back the way I thought I would. I, fell into depression and I started drinking, and my life just basically did a 360, Prior to all of these issues, I was financially stable, so I never really had any financial challenges.
Mm-hmm.
And, right now, I just feel like I'm at my lowest point and I need to somehow pick myself back up.
Okay. You must be feeling really anxious about the future and what it will hold for you right now. Why don't you tell me about a time in your life where things were going well for you?
Okay.
Prior to this problem.
Okay. Well, prior to this problem, as you know, I worked for a bank,
mm-hmm.
and I was financially stable.
Mm-hmm.
I was working really hard to move up within the company.
Mm-hmm.
As far as my social life, I, had a really cool group of friends.
Mm-hmm.
I used to go out all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just living life. Like, I was financially stable. I had my group of friends, my girls that I would hang out and kick it with, and for me, life was good. I, was looking forward to moving up in positions within my job, and that was like, I felt like when I was at my highest point.
Mm-hmm. And so right now, that is not, you feel as though your life is sort of nowhere near your previous self.
Right. My life is nowhere near what it used to be. I no longer have any friends because they isolated themselves from me once I fell into a depression and was drinking. I lost my job, so I'm no longer employed. I'm relying on unemployment and relying on what savings I do have, but with no income coming in and income going out, I'm struggling right now, and I'm afraid of being homeless.
Okay. So what do you think has to happen to get you back into this time that you are describing, where you're having fun, you were going out with friends, you were financially stable, you had no worries, you were in college? So what do you think that you need to do to sort of get to that place of contentment again?
Well, I think for starters, I need to work on getting another job, because to me that's the most important thing. To be able to financially support and take care of myself. I think after that, then I would like to, reconnect with old friends. I would like to reconnect with family members, and just tone down a little bit more on the drinking, because that is the reason why I got fired. I would come in drunk and intoxicated and always late and no shows. So I feel like step by step I need to work on myself, but my number one thing is to get a job.
Right.
Right now, I just need to, I don't know, I feel sad, I feel depressed, I feel complacent, I feel isolated, I feel like a loser. I'm just not where I want to be, and I feel like I've become lazy because I haven't haven't been looking for a job since I've been fired, you know, and I just feel like I'm a nobody at this point.
Okay.
I don't feel like myself.
So it seems like ever since getting fired, you sort of lost that sort of sense of confidence in yourself to potentially obtain another job.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so I'm hearing you also say that you have a lack of interest in things, and it is because you are feeling unhappy.
Mm-hmm.
You're feeling like your situation is really hopeless. At this moment, are you also at this moment you are also feeling lost with how you even got to this point?
Yes.
Because it happened so fast for you.
Yes, it did. Everything just basically kind of like, you know, went down the drain. It's like one moment I was on top of the world, and then the next I was drinking and jobless and friendless. Everything just seemed like it was taken away from me within a snap of a finger.
So you feel like you lost everything all at once?
Yeah, everything.
So I wonder if you can start thinking about this problem in a different way. You mentioned prior to this incident that you are an extremely hard worker,
Mm-hmm.
Which is part of the reason why you felt that you deserved the job promotion in the first place.
Yes.
Out of everyone else.
Yes.
However, you also mentioned that you feel like you have become this lazy, complacent person
Mm-hmm.
who's uninterested in doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if you're actually just laid back.
Mm-hmm.
Because you are actually taking the time for yourself that you need to sort of reorganize your life to exactly the way that you want it to be. I wonder if you being fired can potentially be seen as sort of like a blessing in disguise for you,
Mm-hmm.
to maybe even move on to something bigger and better for yourself. So I think that maybe you may have needed this time in order for you to relax and be carefree,
Right.
so that you are able to get the job that you are really looking for.
Right. I agree. I feel like I have been complacent, but then again, you know, I do need to fill out like some job applications and stuff like that, and you know, hopefully fill out some with a job that I truly want.
Right.
So I guess I could see where you're coming from.
Right. So like you, instead of being this lazy person that you say you are and complacent, maybe you are just taking the time to sort of regroup and sort of, because you need that time and space to sort of even grieve over the loss of your job, you know? So it's not necessarily you maybe being lazy. And you are on unemployment right now,
Yes.
and you are also on your savings.
Yes, I
So
am.
it buys you some time to actually take the time you need to look for the job of your dreams.
That is very true.
Mhm.
I definitely can agree with that. I guess I, you know, just take my time and try to find the job that I feel like really suits me and find something that I'm interested in, all while still filling out job applications to try to secure a job for some income. So I could see where you're coming from. I guess I'm not lazy, but you know, I emotionally still feel, you know, down and depressed and just isolated.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm hearing that you are down and depressed, right?
Yes.
However, let's say a miracle happened overnight and your problem was solved. That means you have a job, you are no longer depressed, and you no longer feel hopeless and sad, you're stable. What would you be doing differently?
I would definitely probably be having lots of fun. I wouldn't be drinking. I would be working the job of my dreams. I would have a better connection within my social life as well as family life. And I wouldn't feel down and depressed. I would feel emotionally stable.
Okay.
So I feel like I would just be taking care of myself mentally, emotionally, financially. I would be in a better state.
Okay. Okay, so you mentioned that you would be working, you would be having a lot of fun, you would have increased connection with your friends, you would be potentially dating, and being in a better mental space, and you would even regularly possibly see your family like you used to.
Yes. I feel like I would have my life back the way that it used to be, and that is something that I really do want.
Okay.
Yeah.
It seems like you have some additional goals that you presented. One would be a job, right? Which we've already stated that would be our focal point. But then you also stated connections, connection with friends, having fun, maybe even with your family, and also, as I said before, looking for a job that really fulfills you.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I don't feel like those goals are hard to obtain. I just feel like the effort that goes into it is the challenging part of it all.
Okay.
Yeah.
And maybe that may be associated with still feelings of complacency and laziness.
Yes.
What steps can you now take that will lead towards these changes?
Well, I feel like for beginners, I can start by applying for some jobs. Maybe I can fill out 5 to 10 applications a day. Maybe I can, reach out to certain friends and family members and see how they are, see if those friends still want to be in contact with me. I can maybe make plans with them and see, catch up and see what's going on. But with everything that's happened, I feel embarrassed. And I just feel like, there's always that what if. Like, what if they want to reconnect with me? What if they don't mind? And then it's the whole, what if they don't want to reconnect with me because I was an embarrassment to the company and to myself, and they're afraid that if something doesn't go my way again, I may react that way and embarrass them. I don't want to cause anybody any harm or shame.
So you feel like you can potentially be judged?
Yeah. I don't want to be judged. Everybody makes mistakes, and this is a mistake that I made that I'm paying for, and I'm owning it. But the last thing I want is to be judged.
Okay. So, in an effort to help you towards these goals, I would like to introduce you to what we call the thought stopping technique.
Okay.
Because as you explain your problems, you also have some sort of underlying sense of shame, embarrassment, feeling like you're a loser, so like this negative talk in your head.
Yes.
And I kind of want to help you sort of counter those beliefs and also stop it dead in its tracks.
Okay.
To sort of help you see it in a more positive light.
Okay.
So I want to bring the negative self-talk to the forefront of your mind first. So whenever you do say that you are a loser, that you're embarrassing or shameful or whatever, I want you to say it, repeat it. You repeat exactly the thought that comes to your mind, okay? And then after that, I want you to mentally say stop.
Okay.
And sometimes if you do this in your own privacy, you can actually say stop out loud.
Okay.
This is so that you can bring like some sort of startling interruption to the negative talk.
Okay.
And then following that, I want you to come up with a positive counter for that negative self-talk. So like for instance, when you say that you are a loser and that you are embarrassing, or that you feel like, embarrassed, maybe you can counter it with, I am a winner and I am worthy of attention.
I mean, okay. I mean, I like that idea, but I also feel like, it's a little difficult for me right now. At how I'm feeling right now, like, I'm not feeling like a winner. I feel like I'm not really deserving of the attention. So I don't know. I don't know how to feel about that. But I do like the idea.
Okay. Well, we can brainstorm a little bit. What do you think would work for you as a good counter to that negative self-talk when you say that you're a loser and that you are an embarrassment?
Maybe I could say something like, I'm taking my time and, I'm powerful.
Okay. I think that is a great one for you.
Thank you. I like how that felt rolling off my tongue.
Yeah. So, because right now you are taking the time and space that you need to achieve your goals, and you're definitely a powerful woman. Although you are struggling at this moment, you still remain resilient.
Yeah, I mean, I'll definitely put these into practice when I'm having moments of self-doubt, and see how they work out for me. See how I feel. See if they help build me up.
Okay. So we only have a few minutes left.
Okay.
And before we do end our session, I would like to provide some homework for you.
Okay.
So we spoke about how being let go from your job can be seen as a blessing in disguise.
Yes.
For another greater employment opportunity, potentially. I would like you to take your time filling out job applications for the jobs that you most desire, and that you feel that you would feel fulfilled in. And I would also like you to write down other good reasons as to why you were let go.
Okay.
And what positive possibilities can potentially come of this. And we will definitely discuss that in our next session.
Okay. I'll try it out and we'll talk and I'll let you know how it went.
Okay, great. Thank you.